Mockers is a romantic story, a love triangle set in the years 1963 to 66. And basically it features mods and rockers and the beginning of a decade which shaped the second half of the 20th century. So it's mods and rockers, rock and roll, testosterone, speed, bikes, and teenagers exploring a new freedom after the war when their parents expected them to conform, put up, shut up. So they decided to rebel. And as a consequence, we got all the creativity of that era reflected in two wheels, pop music and fashion. And it's a great read.
59 miles to Southend-on-Sea, 30 bikes leave the beat. 59 miles to Southend-on-Sea, born to ride, born to be free.
I'm a biker. I'm retired. I'm 74 years of age now. And a couple of years ago, I persuaded all my old biker mates to join me at the pictures to see a film starring Tom Hardy called The Bike Riders. And I left the cinema completely devastated and upset that we'd seen a film about Hell's Angels in Chicago, all about gun running, drugs and killings and shooting. And I said, guys, that's not what it was like in the 60s. I'm going to write a book about mods and rockers in the 60s, and I'll have a tale in there about a romantic triangle. And I'm going to demonstrate through that book what it was really like to grow up in such an exciting period. And it's going to be called Mockers. And they said, why Mockers? And I said, well, it's quite straightforward. If you saw Hard Day's Night, when Ringo Starr was on the train being interviewed by a journalist, she asked him, is your haircut a rocker or a mod? And he said, mocker. Now, the phrase did not catch on, but I thought it was highly appropriate for the book. So that was the inspiration. And I left the cinema and my old mates all said, yeah, we'll see if you do. And I did.
Race in the wind, working the skirt with a wink and a grin. Back in 63, when we were free, race from the A's to the B.
The main character, Judy, she meets a rocker, becomes a rocker girl, and she falls pregnant. And her father packs her off to Ireland. Nobody knows why she's gone. And she winds up in the Magdalene laundries with the nuns. So she has this baby and the baby is taken away. Immediately, she doesn't even get to see its face. And she returns determined. She's quite a get up and go girl. And she's determined to reinvent herself and try and put this horrific period behind her. So she'd read about mods. So she cut her hair and she started wearing mod stuff. She got back and immediately went back to her job, which she was good at in a supermarket. And the very first Saturday she was leaving after work at 5 o'clock, there was a mod sitting on a scooter smoking a cigarette. And in true 60s style, he went, hello, darling, where have you been all my life? You know, that kind of thing. And she wasn't looking for romance, but it happened. It sort of a big spark. And so the mod side of the story starts.
We are mods, we are mods, we are mods. Red stripes, white belt, check shirt, thin tie, green pocket, hood, papa hat, gray shoes. We are mods, we are mods, we are mods.
The rocker didn't know why she left. He finds out she's back. He hunts her down, but by which time she's actually fallen in love with this mod.
No, Jimmy, no means no. Pushed him away with all her might. Grinning, he held her close and tight. No, Jimmy, no means no, no. Jimmy, no means no. Here to say goodbye, say goodbye, say goodbye.
This girl's in turmoil and they go to Margate to a mod convention and Jimmy goes to her house and she's not there, forces her way in and her father, shouting and hollering at him, lets it slip that they've gone to Margate and you've just ruined our lives. And he said, why, how? Because you made her pregnant. So when he finds this out, he jumps on his motorbike, goes chases them to Margate, and he is running across the sand in Margate. There's all these mods down there trying to chase him, and he just wants to get to her, and he winds up being killed.
Revenge, revenge, revenge. Gotta have revenge, 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 revenge for that night. Revenge makes it right. Revenge is so sweet. Revenge to hear you bleed. Revenge, 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 revenge. Gotta have revenge.
So what this whole thing was designed to be is either a stage show or a film, and I've written the music for it, and if I needed to, I can write some more songs to plug the gaps. It's all on a website called mockers.co.uk. And so I'm now trying to attract some investment. So there are three things on the website. There's the book, there's the soundtrack, and there's a small part of a screenplay that I've started to write. And I'm just hoping that I can get somebody to have some interest in it. So the People's Book Prize, first time author, has come as a complete surprise to me. All the people that voted for me for this book prize, I just can't thank you enough. Thank you for everyone at the People's Book Prize as well. I really am absolutely overwhelmed by it.